Sharks map. I think in general, it's where we see a lot of the 9Z system kind of break down. But sometimes they seem to just find that groove of momentum where everybody's just hitting their shots and they can be so reliant on individuals. That needs to be here today. Otherwise, you know, that one map advantage they have coming into the series could very easily slip on by.
And they've already set Max up with the CZ dropped over to him from Bits. There's no kit coming out. Digit's got to defend this A-bomb set all on his lonesome, but he can't find the first shot. Rails him, takes him down. Try from the sidelines coming in from Temple, looking to deny the bomb, but they're pushing him in. Zevi's got it already. Starting off the off with a nice little pistol kill. Why the hell not?
Yeah, they're trapped behind smokes here on the side of 9Z, so they're going to have to wait things out. Bit re-navigating the temple, but Pank around the corner and not even going to get the chance. Zevi had the long sight line, so immediately decapitated. And there's not a single kill that 9Z can put up in this pistol. Young Sharks just go in, guns are blazing. It's Zevi with those 3 that really puts the bow on top.
And Pank's also the only player who's tagged up at all. He didn't even have Kevlar, so head armor is going to be that 350 upgrade going into the next one. Ooh. You're going to be even less at risk of being taken down by an MP9 or so here and there. But yeah, these kills from Zevi just, ooh, beautiful stuff. And that's exactly what you need. Zevi versus Shrine was always going to be an uphill battle. But if you're able to start off right, if Ancient goes well for you, if you're able to really, you know, push him into a corner, yeah, possibilities are opened up then.
They'll detonate over the A side. There are 2 players here for 9Z as they commit to the force buy. See the SMGs kind of probing, but the full execute in from the Sharks again. Now they're going to smoke off Temple, Donut up accordingly. But look at the backstab, the crossfire that's accomplished. They don't clear out Digit, but then finally Try is dealt with. So while they lose that first player, there's a couple of tags in, but they can get this one planted relatively safely. It's still the older version of Ancient, so it's a fairly exposed plant. But now they've moved past the smokes, they're really challenging.
Rox has found 1, but again, it's still an even advantage on either side. Bit's got to be the one to strike through. The CZ unable to find anything. Lukowski to send him off. And with this, Lukowski is just making sure the CT side can't get any more damage, although Max is definitely coming through with a few chances. And hey, you saw Digit breaking down on his aim when he was trying to get that backstab. If he's able to find that first headshot, maybe there's more space for Try to work around with as well. Just wait for someone to push in. Try's already revealed his position, so that crossfire can work as more of a deterrent as well. But had to be a faster kill coming in from the back. Lukowski, though, I mean, he's one player we've highlighted a lot, Michael. He's the playmaker for the Young Sharks.
Yeah. He's the man of many initiatives. Like 3v2s, 2v4s, don't worry. Lukowski on the server, you kind of expect him to come away with a sneaky 1 or 2 kills. Some of that unfettered aggression when things are looking tough.
Oh, Lukowski, well, anti-ecos are apparently also his forte, Michael, so he'll be able to find 3 quick kills. That AK is sent off, but not actually recovered from either side. Bits can be blocked, and now finally Digit picks it up. Hell, at this point, might want to save into the next round. Nothing to be gained by really venturing it forward, and GNT knows the value of it, so he's getting ready to set up for a few exits. Make sure that the AK can't really be taken out too easily.
It's funny, isn't it? We have so much of a conversation about, you know, the B and the A bomb site. Does the A bomb site even exist on Ancient? 3 rounds in a row, the Sharks have gone a bomb plan at that A site. This one doesn't really count, but
yeah, I mean, you take it. Railsin, however, would like to take that AK out of his hands. Instead, ends up losing out the MAC-10. Now, Digit's got a 1v1 coming out from the site, but Pank demolishes him. And thank you very much. Pank's definitely the second rifler, maybe the primary one who I'm going to have my eyes set on, you know, throughout this match. Pank's generally Mr. Consistent. He's got some playmaking ability in him as well, but if there's anyone who's going to come up for a multi-kill with great positioning off of it on Young Sharks, it's going to be Pank.
Well, this is the position we expect to see 9Z put up that resistance. They get the AWP out on Try, who hasn't been able to come into that effectiveness. The rest of the squad as well. We've seen just how good they can be at punishing a lack of trading or a bit of misspacing from their opponents. Young Sharks are going to stay true to what's been going right for them so far. You know, they've gone for these executes over towards A, and look at them gathering in towards the A tunnels. Nobody's really dedicated and sitting inside of the site. That's why Bit makes the rotation over, and the timing for this is great.
Oh, Bit on the fadeaway. Was hoping for one, but Lukowski is on fire today. Just walks into him, shuts him down. The flashbang was also just really nicely placed with it. Young Sharks have been good about that.
Straight away.
You can't hate them for it. Utility so low, a single flashbang per try, you can't get onto the bomb site.
Well, 4 rounds over, this ace fight being a bit of a liability. This first gun round, I mean, they get nothing. Absolutely diddly squat. I do start to feel that creep down the back of your neck, you know? 9Z, we have highlighted this a number of times. It is a weaker map within their pool, which is a kind of a tough sell even because, you know, you look at the win rates. Regionally, they win kind of across the board.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely one they've been tested on by a fair few other teams. You know, we highlighted Havan Liberty, I think, during the death segment. You've seen Bravos put up a decent showing last time over. The Sharks as well.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, Michael, is something that, I mean, maybe a couple of people aren't considering. Generally, when you're coming in through that lower bracket, and yeah, that is beautiful. But generally, when you're coming in through the lower bracket, you've exposed a lot of your tactics, etc. Sharks have been playing against stand-ins. You don't have to go all the distance, you know, the extra mile necessarily. So any additional anti-strats, etc., that you're actually going to be setting up, you're more prepared for 9Z than they might be for you. And Try's almost got out, but Bit's there to cover. He makes sure Zevi can't punish, and Try's been given a path of retreat.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss there for Try when he has the drop on that first player. Like you said, almost punished for it. So mid-control will be given up as a result of that. 9Z don't stick around for too much longer. They've got that 1 kill that they needed. And look at Luke Halsey. As soon as the smokes and utility are thrown over towards Donut, toys with the idea of Red Room, but likely the Donut is still under the 9Z control. And now they look to reset. There are some difficult positions to re-clear so late into the round. Cheetah is one that you want to typically get there on spawns, but Bit just takes the fight in through mid, and Luke Halsey on the lurk gets absolutely demolished. So now it has to come down to these 3 last players, where Luke Halsey is usually the one to bail them out of bad situations. This could be a 9Z first round.
And Try's completely ready for it. They peek into him. Now the flashbang's going to come out. He can dodge that and reflash on his own. He's got the utility necessary. Max takes the timing to try and push through, but that's already equalization given over. Try's got a gap in the smoke that he's used to find rails in. Re-peeking in. It's back to intercept. And sure, there's an advantage on the CT side, but the bomb can be planted. Circling around the back lines. Oh, not able to find the kill though. Has to reconvene with the rest of his team, and they're falling apart. Rocks now paired up, a 2-on-2, an advantage lost, and it's a big one. Bit has to recover. Fang's not going to check though, and Bit's got a freebie.
Smoke down. They know they have to get onto the defuse. This spam is not reliable. It just isn't. And sticking the defuse, 9Z round the other side. It's going to be a snuck away round. Bit with the 3 kills that are so necessary to give them that first. And we're seeing some shaky stuff. We know we're not seeing the peak performance that we know that some of these 9Z players can hit, but they're still able to recover, you know, get these advantages where they find it, constantly pressuring behind as well. We had 3 opportunities there for 9Z on the flank towards B, and the Young Sharks, it was just a little too much pressure from behind to deal with.
Yeah, Pack just wasn't ready for Bit to be able to move back and get that one. I'm guessing that the call was probably that Bit is focused on containing J&T. Pank, though, right now wants to gain control of the Cheetah early on, and he's going to be able to do so. Max the only one here to contest, and he's not being peeked into yet. Need some utility right there. Try, here to help. Try, though, will be blinded up. He misses out his shot, and Max is going to be the casualty in exchange. Try is going to have to try and reclaim, and he does get a hit onto the legs of Lakauzi. Molotov to go out just to make sure they will be clearing off this B-bomb site, but they're happy with maintaining.
They're not going to be good enough. They really wanted to equalize the affair. You can see that AWP trade into Lakauzi's hands and boosted up as well.
He's really good with it too.
Oh, certainly a chance. Try was just rotating into the angle, and now it's just about who moves first. You could see Try's thinking about it, but now they're putting some pressure over towards A as well, and Bit out in the open, just completely bodied. That's the only man you have as quick correspondence. They're losing players left and right. A 5-on-2 where they are making these rotations over towards A. They're slow here on the Sharks to get that bomb over because they're unsure where these players are for 9Z, so they're trying to make the right read.
They just found the kill. Try needed to get the man moving into Donut over here. Turn it into a 2-on-3. Make it much more doable for Digit on the bomb side itself. And Try could still be caught off by the flank of Lukowski. Digit is practically alone. He peeks out. He's got the headshot, but not more. Try has to be the one to recover. And he's trying to find another chance, and he's got the second. Lukowski won't be expected, though. He's coming in from the side of Donut, and he's got the sight line. Lukowski takes it away. Try. You could see him maybe being able to get a chance if Lukowski wasn't there, but with that, no way.
Yeah, to get themselves into that 5-on-2 as well. This is something that we've definitely seen from 9Z. They do feel very reliant on individuals to be able to at least get that one or two kill. You know, they don't go for some of these more reliable crossfires all the time. You know, they try to outposition or outthink, get a step ahead, make use of some of these off angles to really punish squads. But the Sharks are being very careful about that.
And Max, while ordinarily might not be the player you're considering to be the highest priority in terms of talking points and whatnot, he's generally a solid performer. You know, he's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And the fact that he is unable to find anything up till now, even that previous round, you know, you saw him relying on Try being able to get the kill, but some great flashes from Young Sharks just to make sure he's isolated as well. Duel comes in and he's just overpowered. Try is flashed, he can't help.
Part of the buzz about Try is that at the start of the year, he out-ulted ZywOo when they went to Europe. That's the excitement about him. And it's not all just, you know, a lucky game or anything. He does it so consistently.
And Max right now is going to be caught out again. Consistency can go both ways, Michael. Max is dying consistently, and that's not something 9Z is too happy about. Young Sharks, so they'll take it. Lukowski's 10-2, but Try again, he's tagged.
He didn't even see where he got shot from, but he doesn't want to stay there for long. That much is sure.
Oh, Rox might be caught out. The timing won't be working for him. Lukowski's got that one way, but he's not wanting to try and test those waters too deep. Free smoke out to assist him in the peak. Rox cannot move forward. He can't duck into this one. He knows that the AK versus Farmers, that's the
wrapping cheetah as well.
Oh, that's where already you've seen Bit lost, and Rox now as well is gone. Try needs to step up. He can't even back off. The position just doesn't work for him, and he's going to be caught out inside the smoke. Zevi pre-fires it, and Try's gone.
Well, these CT side struggles continue here for 9Z. Outside of that one round that's really won in the mid-round stages, fighting for that mid control for 9Z, nothing has really been all too consistent from them. These collapses on the site are so threatening. You know, they're applying, I think, even pressure towards the A and the B bomb site, so 9Z can't just field into the stacks. Some teams have kind of, I think, especially in the early stages of this map, just got a little lazy with the A site. Just thinking, it doesn't get hit that much anyway. And because it's so exposed, we could just always go for the retake. But the Sharks have shown that those post plants aren't nothing to mess around with. He can't get his hands on an AK at the very least. He should be able to get away with it, no problems. But yeah, these feel more systematic, that we're not seeing any of these aggressive mid-control takes. So often we like to see CTs experiment with getting aggro out of cheetah, you know, pushing down through middle, and maybe just and basically cutting off that mid avenue as a territory for that T side to work off of for free. Because outside of throwing a few smokes and flashes, they haven't stayed around for long.
And I have to go back to something that Vu was actually talking about, Michael, which is the idea that, you know, Young Sharks on Mirage against 9Z were just not doing a very good job with flashes on their T side. That's not true anymore. They've been fantastic at forcing players off of angles and catching them out when that happens. You know, Max has suffered for that many times over by now.
Hell, it certainly helps when that playmaker we're highlighting is 11-2. So
that is true. But the other thing to also keep in mind is they haven't actually had to, as Triangle fall down, and now he is 3-7. The playmaker not doing as much. Digit's the only person over here who's got an opportunity. Even that's given up. Bit can't find anything either. Zevi's retreat is being covered. Pang to make sure of his life being extended. But they haven't actually played Ancient in this entire tournament. None of the teams in the lower bracket forced them either. And just to go back to the point I was making earlier, there was no way for 9Z to reasonably prepare for this either. You know, it's Not like they can try and anti-strat Young Sharks when they haven't played it for a couple of days in this entire tournament. They know that Young Sharks are probably going to be coming through with a couple of adaptations. And on the other hand, because 9Z is such a favorite, everyone wanted to play Ancient into them.
Just hit with a different style, a different feel for what's going on right now. Rock to the dead man.
Indeed.
Yeah, no saving whatsoever. Was, I think, a little worried in this round just because the Sharks started to sort of fall back from the B bomb site. We had Reels in on this lurk, and had this ended up being a full rotation, there was that chance that maybe Rox gets that kill, and then the Sharks were a little confused about which of the sites to go to. That's all a fever dream. It's all a pipe dream. None of that ever happens. The Sharks just slow down, let Reels in hold control of that site, and just say, hey, you know, just group up together and we'll see what happens. And that B bomb site had no one on it.
Lakazi's just starting off so hard.
Yeah.
And I
that's
love
what we're saying. Like, if this guy can get off to a heater, you know, Zevi's been very impressive. Pank as well. We talked about them being, I think, the more consistent players, but when they're in a pinch, you know, who you gonna call? It's Lukalzi.
He's the X factor, that's for sure. He's the guy who's gonna, you know, take you through and get you the win you're not supposed to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing that I really love about this matchup, Michael, is the fact that both 9Z and Young Sharks went to Europe earlier on this year as well. And now they're once again just competing for a slot to be able to, you know, go to Europe, play against the best of the best, to be able to get that sprint practice again. And if Young Sharks are able to dethrone 9Z over here, it's just this testament to the work they've put in collectively and how much they can do and where they can go once the EPL conference also comes around. It's just this fantastic regional matchup where 9Z really only can be contested by the Sharks, or at least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, and part of what made the 9Z European tour quite interesting as well is that they weren't even playing with their full squad. You know, Rock didn't make it, so they're supposed to be at full fighting force to prove what they're really made out of. And now they're getting their cheeks kind of clapped. The Sharks are doing a great job so far on this T side. 9Z haven't looked competitive in all but one. You can see they're hovering in middle, but it just it feels a little lost. Like they're not moving with much purpose.
I completely agree. This is the setup where they generally heavily rely on being able to find aggression coming out from the bottom of mid from the T side, just using one-way smokes if they have doing whatever they can. But it's very rare that Young Sharks have given them that opportunity. Just going back to the point you were making earlier, Michael, it's a very ignore mid, stay the hell away from it, and we'll get it done kind of approach.
Yeah, unless they're in like a significant man advantage, in which case they're like, oh, they don't have the resources to contest mid. They lack the facilities.
And Try is rotated all the way over towards the A bomb site. There's 35 seconds. There's no information for 9Z, and by the time Try comes in, it might be too late. Rox and Max have to stop them. Max, though, he's been tagged up heavily. Needs to peek out. Flashbangs maybe could be coming through, but the boost is really what he has to be worried about. Around the corner, Zevi's given the boost up. Railson's going to be noticed, but Max misses his shot. GNT to bring him down, and now they collapse onto the bomb site. Try smoked off, so he can't do much. It all comes down a bit, but he's found as well. Pank can shut him apart, and Rox re-peeking. Struggling, fighting. There's nothing they can do.
They're not even planting the bomb.
There's no way for them to actually get this round unless Young Sharks just somehow fail the bomb plant. Digit is down to 7. How is he going to retreat as well?
Oh my days, this is a slaughter. Every opportunity. We're tuned into many perspectives here for 9Z. And just as they're setting up, it's not even the players that are on the boost that get the kill. You know, Max so up close, you're kind of expecting him to get away with that kill because they came out with a good ramp smoke timing where, you know, the Sharks had just gone for their full execute and they're stuck behind these crucial choke point smokes. And even still, they're able to get entry after entry. And even the rotates just look like they don't have fair fight. There are nades landing at their feet. They're getting spammed. This change of pace, though. They're so much more aggressive outside of Cheetah, and they've actually come away with 2.
It's desperation, which might end up netting them the second round. But Rox, I mean, Banks on the other side, at this point, All 9Z have to do is wait on the A bomb side, and as soon as they hear a planting noise, just collapse on top of it. But they're trying to contest early, and that's where Bit's been lost. A tempo player might be unexpected. So far, Bit's been alone on the bomb side and trying. Digit show that not this time over. The bomb's been dropped, and 9Z might have just been given a chance back into this half. I love
getting aggressive, that change, really working out. You can see Pank switching out to his Glock. He might have been better keeping the rifle, in all fairness. He was scared about giving a weapon over, but they've already retrieved as much as they could have.
He had the op, though, so in some ways, you got to...
credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Not to mention, he's not going to have a chance to use anything anyway. Rox just catches him off on the sidelines when he hears that dropping sound. Young Sharks, of course, do have the money for this to not phase them too much, but for 9Z, this is very much a potential breath of fresh air that they can use to really get off of life support.
Yeah,
or onto life support.
We saw a few of the player cams as well when they were losing these duels. It just looked like defeated. So, you know, giving them a few signs of life. Might be a few ticks on the heart rate monitor just yet. Problem is with getting aggressive and finding those 2 kills, that's not like a replicatable strategy. It can't be all too consistent. You can see Max trying to do something similar, but with less resources, going out by himself, has a teammate as well, sandwiching over from ramp. But Pank is so prepared. He's left on the lurk. He's just caught between those 2 angles, and he sees all that utility primed on the angle.
And Max is backing off. He's also going to give away the sound cues that he has done so. They're actually aggressing into mid. They're expecting that Bit won't be putting himself in a position to rotate around, because the last 3 times he's tried that, he's just died.
Yeah.
So a lot of this A bomb side pressure is going to come down purely to try, and he's focused on A main. When the rail push is coming from Donut, 3 players getting ready to break through that smoke. Rails in, but it's try to get one as he fades away. Repeaks out, but it's Rails in a trade. Digit to keep things under control, but control might still be lost. A Molotov to displace him, but JNT has to be careful not to be caught out. That's exactly what Digit does, but the Molly's forcing him away. 11 HP, and up on the other side, and Zevi's found it. Back to a 2-on-1, but Pank's got to be careful. A smoke in his hand, and he's deployed it to try and get the bomb plant, but Max should be able to spam this out. He's got an idea of it, but it's barely misplaced. Max, full HP, advantage to him, yes, but Pank's got the double flashes, which could make a difference.
All about the reads here. They're just repositioning. It could be anywhere. Gave up so much room, so Pank could have repositioned to the back of the site. A tunnels, literally anywhere.
Max has got the right idea for it at the very least, but this flashbang, like I said before, is going to be what really is a problem. Max has to reveal that he's not actually sticking the bomb diffuser. Now, again, Pank's just got all the information he needs, can even rotate around the corner of the back of it, and there's no way Max wins this round out. Pank knows he's already won it. He doesn't need to do anything.
Oh, so well played. Just constantly jiggle peeking. Max doesn't hit the reactionary shots. I just played the time. Like you said, those flashes giving him a bit more room, a bit more leeway to go for those jiggle swings as well. And unless he was sticking it, unless he was going to commit to being full blind, basically the round is done from there. Pank just such a level head in the clutch. And now he's caught up. You know, we're sort of riding the Lucalzi hype train for quite some time, and it's not as though there was anyone close by, but now Pank has, in these past few rounds, found that same level of impact. Fast, short play, in from Bit, and he's hoping to get the opener, but the quick turn from Pank?
Pank in the head-to-head versus Bit has destroyed him every single time, man. Bit tries to flank, Pank is there. Bit tries to aggress, Pank is there. Nothing for Bit to do but hope that Max can pick up the slack, and well, that slack needs to be picked up pretty soon because Max is going to be completely isolated. The Molotov means that no one can help him, and Pank will be traded. Max has got 2. They peeked him 1 by 1, and that's where Max will come out on top. So
they do still have control of that bomb, so that's a nice little silver lining here from the Sharks. But that hold towards Cheetah, it's not going to be an area they're too keen to re-aggress into. So again, just spamming away, drawing presence towards this B side. At some point or another, they're going to have to investigate here on the side of 9Z. Is it just one player making all this noise? Is there more? Because they've been getting punished on some of these lurking plays as well.
The clock is ticking down. They're still committed towards the B bomb, so that might be for good reason. Tries rotated over. They're so paranoid because of the frequency of the A hits coming through, but that grenade is fantastic. Rox will be here to make up for any lost rotations. And Zevi, well, he doesn't land the shot with that. 9Z find themselves the third, but Young Sharks will still be in a reasonable place momentarily to be able to get out some semblance of mine. This round, though, Michael, this is going to be the difference maker.
Yeah, starting to run out of cash here on the side of the Sharks. So in spite of the fact they got off to this solid run here on this T side, they're getting this resurgence now from 9Z. A couple more positions where players are finding these multi-kills. Some of that's coming out by utility damage, some just by position. And they need that. I think we watched a game some weeks ago where they got 4Ks continuously on all the 9Z players on CT sides. And I feel like they need to channel that same energy. Again, nades deep, does solid damage as the Sharks are grouped up. Even if no one player is tagged to 50, it's substantial enough.
Max also knows that he needs to step up. Every single round that 9Z has won for so far, it's been off the back of early cheater control, and Bit's just gone. He's gone, Michael. He didn't exist.
Nasty. You can't catch a break.
Absolutely not. 3 and 12 right now. And normally, you know, you praise him as being able to perform with some sort of, you know, weird lurk, some sort of off angles, anything, but he is being read like a children's coloring book. Try.
Words in those.
Yeah. Tap to look at the lines and color it with blood. Deep Knight goes in, rails in. Gonna feel the brunt of that one. But they're getting ready to collapse inside onto Donut. Digit here, this time not Bit. And Digit's traded too quickly. Lukowski's just crisp on the AK. M4 picked up as well. And now Try needs to step up. Finds the first. Repeat is necessary. Flashes aren't coming through, but he's being wallbanged instead. Try's got the close range. Zevi finally trades it. But it's a one-on-one that Max could not afford to lose. Now they've got space to plant the bomb. Rox wants to come in before they can do so. Zevi's watching out for the angle, but as he jumps around the corner, Max Rox can actually get aggressive. He's dropped the bomb. There's flashes as well. There's no way for them to aggress onto him. GNT knows that the clock is working against him and he'll have to plant the bomb. There's no way for him to do so, though, safely. Rox needs to get out this 1v1. GNT's been given a chance, so Rox finds the head. JNT taken down.
Man, what a fantastic read there from Rox. Just they were so hesitant. They wanted to get that bomb planted, but so much more concerned about Temple that Rox was just able to sneak in that kill on that bomb planter, which made it so impossible to read where he was going. Does he go back towards Temple? Does he rotate round? And he's given that fighting chance by those 2 up shots of Try, those fast reactions that we know and love about that player. Yeah. Finally comes into action where he has seemed a little shaky to get the ball rolling here for 9Z. This AWP investment certainly justified in this resurgence from the 9Z CT side.
That is pretty nuts, actually. You can really feel the lack of Max in particular on the server. You know, Try's had at least a couple of moments, but
that's where Digit's stepping in, though.
He is. He's had a fantastic performance so far. He's made up a lot of the problems, yeah. And where Bit's been having problems with, you know, getting a flank off, getting much off, Digit has very much been taking control of the map wherever he's stationed.
Well, because of the bomb plant, they can, of course, reinvest into these rifles here for the Sharks. Losing a few rounds continuously. Deep Nade A does solid tags. With the M4s and the AUGs still about, of course, bears some implication. And they're just going to be that first man to beat.
This is a very dangerous angle to have to deal with, but the flash is only going to be partial. Digit peeks out, only good for 1, but Bit's here to recover. Try as well. Deep inside Donut is considering peeking outside, and it's the flash that enables it. Try's got 3!
And he had full faith in the flash there from Max. Heard the call, you know, starts to move back, but as soon as that pops, just sends it straight through that smoke to keep on fighting. Had no fear, and the flash did so much. You can see he starts to jiggle back and forth through this smoke. Didn't feel like a fair fight whatsoever, and Try makes it look all too easy. We're definitely seeing this rhythm now being hit by 9Z as we get to the tail end of this first half. The Sharks had a firm advantage, a firm lead that could have been built upon more, but now 9Z are giving themselves a chance. Pistols out for this last round, the SMGs as well, and they're going 1-for-1, but there's some information gathered. They're crunching them in towards that B bomb site.
And it's Rox who's over here to recover. He knows how important Cheetah has been to these past few rounds. The smoke's dissipating, and as he turns around, he is once again forced off. Has to be careful because he's about to be sandwiched, so getting back into Cheetah is really his only option. And as the shot is missed, JNT is going to be able to get the kill regardless, but Bit's still there for the trade. And now with JNT, rather rails in, being this low, how are you possibly going to get past Bit over here? Even the sound being given out with a jump over, Bit can't believe he missed every single one of those shots.
I mean, they've got T-side control as well, so there's no escape from this B area unless they go through middle where Try's now picking it up. Nah, Digit should just have this one tied up.
Yeah, the bomb should be dropped here now. Digit isn't going to be checked either. JNT now all alone. A 1-on-3. The Deagle's not good for even a single. And 9Z have clawed their way back to 6. Can Young Sharks bring the momentum back in their favor in the second half? Stay tuned to find out.
Seen the days in the dark too long, all the gray between the right and wrong. Takes a warrior to sing this song. When the glory and the pain is gone, it's the failures that make you strong. Can you see the path you're walking on? We're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world. We're moving up. This is a warrior's world.
Back into things, the CT side for Young Sharks, and the question is, Can they do it? Can they get the big upset on Ancient over here? They started off so nicely, but Michael, that's the thing about momentum. When it swings the other way, it's hella hard to get back.
Yeah, this feels like a must-win map here for Sharks if they want to come through in the grand finals. If they want to have a chance, this is the weakest map for 9Z, and this resurgence may be enough to mount that full comeback. Look at the speed coming into this A site.
Oh, JNT, he hears them all coming forward, but he can't get even a single. Already, the A site monopolized, the bomb can be planted, and Young Sharks in a retake that looks a little bit too hard. At least Lukazi is able to get one. Maybe could be signs of him coming back into form. Did taper off a bit towards the end of that first half, but now it's the duel inside Donut. Rails and trying to move past Temple. Get onto the back of the bomb side. Zevi's good for one. Pank as well. Doubles up. Rails in. Great flick. And it's Rox left with a Molotov in his pocket. He knows he needs to isolate. The bomb's being defused. They've got just enough time to do it. Young Sharks are able to get out that retake.
Yeah, had the kit dropped in towards Temple as well, and you could see just how much they prioritize that position. They just all run in at the same time that player's trying to jump across into that angle. Sure, there's the saving grace of a kill through smoke, but the quick collapse there on the retake and just using that numbers advantage where they could, where you would have to get some crazy back-to-back shots on the Glocks to be able to deal with the pressure. There was certainly still that chance for Rox in the clutch, but you could see how restrictive things were from the Sharks. So they get a grip on it. You know, they take the pistol right back. Missed Molly from the CT side does disrupt the flow of timings. Is he really going through? He is. He had faith that that Molly would still hit. Maybe didn't realize that it popped and didn't land on that floor.
I mean, either way, he was a dead man.
Yeah. At least stood a chance if that Molly's down is the big deal, right? Because he gets shot on the side instead.
He probably thought that no one's crossed over because of that Molly. Obviously, Max had been able to bull rush his way out, and audio cues can be mixed up and everything. Meanwhile, Red Room control's taken up as well, and Pank's given back some of that punishment. Rather, Max is giving back some of that punishment to Pank from earlier. Zevi's got to step up. Not the best of first halves. And over here on CT side is where you're hoping he'll shine. No AWP in his hand, but you know he's good with rifle. Red Room taken over. This is going to be a very difficult fight for A if they start to pivot back.
Yeah, who makes this first move? If either of them, you expect around that 30, 20, maybe even 25-second mark for the CTs to investigate, but it might be a little too late with them getting so much control over towards A and no one being in a pathway, no one having a sight line into that site.
I mean, there might already be time to call for a save.
Yeah.
You know that you can go back into a cheetah, pick up those two M4s. If GNT is actually able to retreat without just dying to digit, that is.
This isn't really a super gamble stack, but they were hoping that if 9Z try and go for some of these lurking plays, then they might be able to bring and chew away at that numbers advantage. Yeah, now they do move to save. You can see 9Z, they have a pretty good grip on the map, so they feel comfortable chasing out for a couple of these kills if possible. Setting up a containment zone.
Max also found out where the only valuable weapon is. The M4 is going to be located. They can't move back anywhere but to their spawn. And I mean, hell, they might not even feel comfortable doing that. So sticking to Cheetah and B House isn't the worst of calls. And I mean, with GNT and Zevi having this dangerous crossfire, yeah, there's still Molotovs to flush them out. They'll be able to save, but next round's not going to come into any sort of a reasonable way.
Yeah, round all started out. You could see him trying to go for some playmaking and just had no idea that someone could be around the other side of that smoke.
You're right. That's all the Molotov being missed. 100%.
Well, if they're seeing some fumblings on that CT side, you know, they win the pistol only to lose the follow-up is not ideal.
Oh, double nade, and again, they pushed out. Max is just ready for it every single time. Zevi is saying, why do we even go for this at this point? I wouldn't blame him for that question. Molotov as well, coming out deep. Max hoping to get some spray. Good tag damage as well. He might not have been able to hold on to Cheetah, but reclaiming it, hell yes.
Oh, whiff on the spray there from Try. Definitely no more for the AWP, but usually doesn't have that many issues with fights like that. Max is so concerned about whether or not they're going to push even further as a result of that kill. just moving in to pick up that bomb, and they're still so spread here on the side of 9Z. I wasn't expecting Sharks to get that aggressive through Cheetah again. You can see how confused 9Z were about it.
Going for this is interesting.
Just caught a shoulder, so this timing from Bit is actually great.
I mean, he could still be caught out by the pistol if he's not careful. Timing could go the other way as well. And as Bit turns around, he has to be careful. They're actually pushing through. If they're not fast about getting him into Temple, it will be a problem. But he barely makes it. Yeah, look how he's a dead man. He is a dead man walking the second player as well. On the bomb side, it's going to be GNT, and he's not actually keeping an eye out. This is 2 free kills, and Bit's got the sight.
Oh man, that timing was so perfect there from Bit. And now they can try and get this one planted. They try and get away with the rifle instead. And it's Pank to simply save his AK. That round comes all onto the shoulders of Bit, where they are separated. They are being met with that aggression over towards B. And so they're not too sure whether it's going to be a stack call, what kind of play comes next there from the Sharks CT side. It's the fact that he constantly goes back and forth between that angle that he's holding, where sometimes that can be a liability in fights. You know, you suddenly give up the angle, then they swing. That's always the one that people hate. But when you catch them look in the wrong direction just as you're swinging into it, oh man, licking your lips.
I mean, fantastic set of timings as well for Bit working out. The way he's able to read into the map in that regards is just really good. It's one of the things that you consistently see on Nuke as well, and how he's able to exploit Secret. It seems like he's always there, but never there when you expect him to be.
Yeah, if not for the fact that the player he's chasing is so elusive for a few seconds, he actually might not have done that double take towards the A main as well. Kind of funny how that one all works. I just spot the second player like, oh, I was looking for only one, but hell, I'll take 2.
I mean, this would be a round where I'm guessing the cheetah push would be a little bit more justified, but 3 rounds in a row is definitely asking for it. And Max is asking for those utility stats to be pumped up, but unfortunately, he's not quite as juicy as he'd like it to be. JNT will discover rocks, courtesy of that spam. A flashbang in might be the Q to get into Cheetah, but there's an AK on the other side. It's gone already. Nothing to be gained from it, and Rocks will be able to recover as well. The only frag that they get, Max's weapon will not be taken away. Young Sharks already down to just rails in. A kill for him would be nice, and Rocks is definitely low enough for him to exploit it. A spray headshot. Not the prettiest, but he'll take it, even if it's the only thing he'll take.
Yeah, no real issues here from 9Z. Problem is that Cheetah's just going to get smoked off continuously from this T side. And so getting aggro like that, because they set that precedent nice and early, you know that the 9Z aren't going to miss out on that key piece of utility unless they feel the wrath. But now they're close. They're about to tie things up. They came into the second half losing the pistol round, but have been able to gut things together. Look at this fast control in towards middle. No one there from the Sharks. It's only Zevi that's the correspondent over towards the A site and will hold in for any sort of red room control.
Oh, this is going to be...
just looking for this info.
Yeah, that's a big gap on the right side of the smoke as well. So theoretically, he could have just gone down if someone had crossed over and been bold enough to do so. Zevi will miss an opportunity in mid. That's just an elbow, so you can't blame him too much for it. Even so, they've been forced so far back on the CT side. 9Z owned the map.
Yeah, they just have so little utility here on the CT side as well. Using some of it to try and facilitate the aggressive play in Cheetah. Sure, it works for a little bit of information, but after they concede that control, look at where 9Z are. Exactly where they cleared earlier on into this round. And it's a flash play to spot out Max, but they don't come away with the kill, so they're bleeding out even more utility. They don't have kits, so they have to stop them and meet them at the gates.
As they start to aggress through, Lukowski will find the headshot on Rocks. Forces him back as well. But unfortunately, he doesn't know that that's not Max. It's Rocks. If it was Max, maybe you think that he's the only player there. But now, question is this rotate going to work out for them? Will Railsin be there on time? He doesn't have utility to help them either. Lukowski's been mollied out. There's a double molly. He's burning. He's going to be brought down, but there's still so little time left. Pan could maybe even get a few through the smoke while Railsin is revealing his position. He'll have to move back to try and double up, but knows that he can't do it because the smoke is fading and Bit intercepts him. Pank Now, with the smoke having faded, just can't find anything, can't move in. They need Zevi to clear out Cheetah, but while that's happening, Bit's position means Zevi's just not going to have the duel.
They play it patient. They play it cool. You know, they're getting met by some of these aggro peaks here from the Sharks just as they're setting up for that execute. And then they carpet bomb Lucalzi out of position. They throw that one smoke that's necessary to facilitate the plant from going down. And it's the one spot that can be so frequently used as spam to stop that bomb from going down, rather. It just makes it a whole lot easier when they're able to funnel the Sharks into some of these peaks. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that makes me feel old.
Try is, however, did turn 17.
Yeah, very recently.
Yeah, just a couple of days ago.
Credited one of their wins as a Try birthday present.
I mean, hell, if they can win this one, that's a big old birthday present. Of course, they've already qualified for one European circuit. That is, of course, a blast. And now they're hoping to get into the most prestigious one in the ESL Pro Tour as well.
Yeah, get them in the conference. Those slots that have opened up as a result of the restructuring. Very big deal. You know, you have to make it through, I mean, Premier or ESL World Rankings were your only shots before.
And I don't even think that for South America, Premier was an option. So even more to consider. Of course, right now, Young Sharks on that full eco, the 9Z should be able to find their first lead appropriately. So Lucalzi, though, starts off nicely. Can't double up on it.
Might add to a little bit of that, the nerves coming in here. First chance at a lead here for 9Z. Sharks have been dominant for most of this map.
And that's something that very often, like, people can forget. The amount of glee, the amount of happiness you have it coming out, starting off very strong against what is a significant overdog.
Yep.
The drop after that, the downer that comes through when they start to make a comeback, that is hell to deal with.
Yeah, everyone's expecting you to fail.
Yeah. And you know, that little ray of hope, you know what they say, Michael, it's the hope that kills you.
Really slow on the approach here, 9Z, just making sure to throw all that utility into the site. You can see the rotations in from the Sharks, but Max is going to be there to pick off in the back lines. They are losing numbers on this bomb site, so it's going to have to be more than that for Max, and Digit has to stand his ground.
Ooh. Those little tiny adjustments always get me happy. Digit, though, doesn't need to make it pretty or clean. He can just finish things off. A lot of players lost for the 9Z side, but they're okay with it. Young Sharks are going to lose the advantage, and for 9Z, this is going to be a big one to gain out. Chai has not had the most impressive performance so far, but Max has really stepped it up in that second half. Seems like every single time he's the one getting a multi-kill, getting involved, making sure no one can flank, making sure you're getting the early advantage when they try to push.
And we talked about the Try Zevi head-to-head. We've barely seen the fight really happen, and now a second chance at it here for Zevi to prove his mettle here on this CT side ult.
Zevi has to start making something off this. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't look like he'll be given the opportunity in this round, the way they're going over towards the A bomb site this soon. Outtry's already gone as well. Rails in. At least he can cash it out. A smoke over towards the Molotov just to make sure Bit cannot get tricky around it, but a boost is afforded up. GNT has to be ready for this one. The smoke didn't go deep enough, and he'll have to know, but they decide against it.
Yeah, they think better of it. It's the only angle that they could take, and now Zevi just holding in towards that mid area. The lurk from Digit's punished. Max has gotten a whole lot of room over towards B, but they'll realize that Cheetah is this area that could be susceptible to a lurk as well. You can see they're still hovering that second player over. Pank even throwing a smoke for B main. And so they may even want to try and clear this out just because 9Z aren't showing their heads over towards A. They've given up that fight towards middle as well.
With this little utility, there's definitely potential of a multi-kill coming out from 9Z, but they need to get these flashes perfect. Young Sharks cannot have an opportunity to respond. And right now with Zevi, being smoked off. They've been forced to congregate out into one angle. Zevi's in the corner, but he can't find anything yet. Max is the one trying to get a quick kill. The flash to help. Max gets one. He's almost got the second. Pank's so low that a Molotov could just flush him out, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Pank moves in, and he's already gone. Bit while Blind will get one, but he's been tagged as well. He can't defend. Young Sharks are able to equalize a game, making sure that 9Z are not going to have an easy time of it whatsoever.
Yeah, and some of the CT side utility was a bit of an issue in that execute, but they only had one smoke, one Molotov, and 3 flashes. And one of those first flashes that's supposed to sail over doesn't make it. It bounces off of the wall in B main, and so you're not able to get and facilitate those peaks deeper CT where you need that control because you only have that one smoke.
Yep.
It's small things that disrupt the flow there for the 9Z aggression, where we're still focused on whether the Sharks will be able to hold it because they're lapsing utility. But if things are misplaced, that's even worse.
Ooh, Pank's found an important kill early, and look how he's got the spray. At least he knows where to make it go. The grenade, though, ooh, could have done a lot more. Rocks barely dodging out damage, but Bit's positioning, they're aware of it. If he peeks out here, it's a world of pain waiting. Either for him or for Pank. We're going to have to wait to find out for that one. But Bit intercepts, but not good enough on the spray.
Man, that's great commitment between the two of them. You can see them timing it in their heads. It's like, you want to swing for this now? Yeah, let's do it. Lukowski just comes out pre-firing and running and gunning, and that's going to be enough.
I love this.
The molly for Pank should be the finishing job. Second time he's been mollied out without a fighting chance. Small ticks will be enough.
Oh, Digits also managed to make it competitive. This is suddenly getting scary. Tries got so much space, and with 45 seconds, he's got the time to use it. Digit just has to stay his ground. There's no way they peek into him, and he knows that. All he has to do is make sure there's no rotations coming through and that he's not exposed out from a man pushing through Donut, but that man will never come. So Digit, it's time for him to make a move. Zevi scope in, but he scopes out. This could be disaster. Zevi's giving away sound cues. Digit misses the shot and tries all alone. A smoke to cover an angle, but there's 2 to deal with, and he's about to discover why. The bomb's going to be able to be planted at the very least. They've got a Molotov, but it'll be too late. Try, peeks out, gets the first shot. A chance has been given over. That smoke's going to give him so much space to try and work around. He could even look to push through as it is dissipating. That's exactly what he's doing. Try could circle in, and they might think he's going to be housed. They have to be so careful in how they play this. A 1-by-1 peak would be the end of it all. A smoke's been placed nicely, but Try's going to get given the first one. He should get this for free. It's back to a one-on-one. Try's got utility as well to try and play with, but they're sticking the bomb. They're sticking the bomb. They're sticking the bomb. Zevi's got it.
And you can see it's all lining up for Try. He finds these isolated fights. He gets himself out of that position. Molly burning at his feet just as he gets that bomb down. This is that key kill that gives him the room, the opportunity to win this. And just isn't prepared for the extendo arms on the defuse. He couldn't see the head, couldn't see the body, could see nothing. He had to gun him down on the cross, but he wasn't prepared for that to be the angle for that defuse to come in.
Ooh. Massive round right there. I mean, Try could have really run away with it, but the bomb, like you mentioned, Michael, just a little bit off. It really is just an inch of a border.
Yeah, if it's further around that corner, where, I mean, that makes all the difference.
Even so, Young Sharks are going to be rattled. The 9Z, they can choose to rally around it or fall around it. Lukowski's been boosted up early on, wants to be able to intercept. Max has been trying to get this position every single time, and now Lukowski's got him down. No way for Max to try and make sure the push from Cheetah won't come, and the push should come from mid. Digit, though, early ground gained, but ground is lost immediately. Zevi, good on the kill, and the smoke's too late to try and block him. That's another missed smoke. In the meanwhile, Pank, some damage, but he won't be able to deny the bomb plant.
Oh, they finally deal with that bomb planter. So now these 2 after plants are going to have to do a whole lot of work. Never mind, just make it 1. Big brain Bit. 1v5, hard one to ask for. Missing that first opportunity, starts to hightail it out of there. And Reelzen's not going to allow him to escape. A swipe of the knife, but a little too high. And even after things get really slimy, really close in the round prior, they make it look a whole lot simpler.
Yeah.
You know, getting aggressive off of short, finding an opener, and then just playing for the retake on the site, especially when they're able to get these numbers advantages before that bomb's planted.
And I really like the call for Lakazi to actually get aggressive there as well, because they're recognizing that they're likely to go back to Ye Olde Faithful of Max trying to get control over lane early on after 9Z's had a bit of a tumultuous round where they could have won. And they read that perfectly. Lakazi comes through this time. They've got a flash to help out. He gets the kill, backs up. There you go. Easy does it. And then the smoke's too late. Zevi takes that digit. Boom. Round's basically gone there.
Yeah, I don't think you need to give Lukowski much of a pep talk to get aggressive, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Like, which avenue would you prefer this time round, sir? Well, Cheetah Smoke's missed. Oh, that is the worst timing that I think I've seen. But their saving grace is that they've got a response kill. Lukowski's coming with 2.
Lady Luck is smiling down on him even a bit, isn't it? It's a 3-on-3, but what a way to do it. With Railsin still having control, they have lost nothing as far as map control goes. And 9Z, they might be thinking that they've dealt with the brunt of it, but with Railsin's positioning, if they lose another player here, Try needs to snap to the head, and he won't be given the chance. Railsin getting ready, and he's got it. Try can't find the entry. Walking into the crosshair was never going to work, even though Railsin does the same. And as it turns out, that advantage is very swiftly returned. Zevi catching out the shadow, being very careful not to fire out too early, and he's just backing off, doesn't want to contest that angle.
I mean, it's 2 AWPs here for the Sharks, so positioning is absolutely key. Cannot end up sandwiched, cannot get split upon. And you can see that's why Zevi's falling further and further back through B. JNT's not making his move either because there's still so much time for 9Z to reconsider, move to the other site. Trying to prevent that as a possibility. Flashes in, but doesn't catch Zevi out.
Oh, his position is perfect. He knows where the bomb's being planted as well, Zevi. They're expecting that this angle is free, and Zevi knew he could punish afterwards. Digit now has to work around his position, not given up, but expected at the very least as a Molotov at JNT, which won't be used. Digit's missing his shots. Might not matter in the grand scheme of things, but Zevi's now picked up the AK. He could stick the bomb. He's not going to do so right now. Zevi peeking in, and Digit's ready. The patience is just overwhelming. The champion's mindset, and Digit isn't letting this get away. Not when he's worked so hard for it.
And that all tees up really well for the Sharks there. They get the 2-on-2 where both AWPs are firing into the site. That's why you were saying he could easily capitalize. Zevi could find the kill immediately after as soon as that shot is fired, because no way you're expecting 2 AWPs to be pinning you into the exact same position. But then because they'd seen a player towards B ramp at the start of that post plant, they just hone in on that position. They expect that he hasn't made that move. He hasn't wrapped around through Cheetah, which is exactly where Digit has come in to strike. Catching players looking the wrong way is a prime piece of real estate to stamp the mark on. Don't really know what I even mean by that, but it's just a really solid position to find yourself in. If they don't know you're there, then suddenly it just becomes 2 easy 1v1s. Add a backstab to it. And now 9Z, another sign of life. You know, we've seen a couple of these close clutches these past few rounds. So neither team's gonna add that extra strut to their step. But if Try's finding entries like that, then maybe so. Reelston tries so desperately to get something in response, but it's only 1.
Re-peeking without a flash there was just asking to be decimated. Young Sharks though, Lukowski having
like
a game.
Faded too.
Absolutely. Just a smidgen of vision, and JNT's got the kill with the MP9. They're not out of it. They don't want to give this one up at all. Rox is going to force him out with the Molotov, but while he's being peed into, there's so much space to be gained. A grenade in his hand. Rox got to be careful, because Rox and Max are now both very low. Lukowski and Pank to try and swing in. Pank's got the first, Pank's got 2. Young Sharks up to 14.
And that's after they lose that mid control. They get caught kind of asleep at the wheel. Weren't expecting that pace change from 9Z. They start out 3-on-4, but it rapidly deteriorates here for 9Z. They look to collapse. And by the time they do, you know, Lukowski comes in with that mid kill. where I think if not for the fact that Lucasi gets that kill, I almost anticipate that 9Z slow to almost a halt to let Sharks think things through, because that's been a definite sign of the 9ZT side. It's a tendency that's been developed from both of these squads. Because of that added pressure, this felt like they had to speed things up, and it wasn't the right move. The Sharks were there in time. Just only pistols now out for 9Z. They just got armor, but there's no utility here. A whole lot of room, though. This A bomb site feeling very vacant.
Full max, though. Feeling a little bit hesitant about rotating over. Even so, they will start to do it. The amount of time that they will have used, there could be a call to get aggressive and explore, but with only one flash on Zevi, aggressing into what could be pistols is a recipe for disaster, and they know it. Unfortunately, disaster might strike regardless. JNT, the only one who can defend, and now there's been information given out. JNT's watching out inside Donut, waiting for them to peek into him. He's not revealed his position yet. That's a sloppy spray, and he's worried. Rather, he is punished for it as well. Sure, there's a trade, but now potential for Digit to come out big. The Deagle pushing this far forward. He sees the shadow as well. Pank's gone. He's gone, but not without... What? Oh, God. Oh, no. Pank and rails in. Somehow, what could have been disaster is utterly mitigated. Young Sharks don't even let them get the bomb plant. So 9Z are now going to be dry on utility.
Some of the communications might not have been as clear as they would have liked it there for 9Z. It's not exactly a round that they're anticipating to win, but there was certainly that chance to isolate some of these fights, you know, bring some of those numbers into your favor. But those are swings and misses, even in spite of 9Z matching up, getting this resurgence together, pulling things back just before we came into this half. You know, they had a pretty good start to this T side as well. Now the Sharks are within an inch of it. This is a must-win for the series. We talked a lot about how this has to be a part of the road here in the grand finals.
Lucasi, what's up there? Grenade overhead as well. That's beautiful. It is beautiful. He's bought so much space, and right next to him, he's got two more CTs who are trying to defend. A secondary flash forces them back, and it could be a Skull to retreat, but tries not letting him.
Follow-up nade does a lot of damage as well. Digit's not feeling too good about it. They are up that man, but the low HP? No, never mind. Why even give try and up? Been hitting headshot to headshot in these mid-fights, and he's given them a firm man advantage. You could see now, Pank trying to push for initiative here on the side of the Sharks, and they're holding for this.
Oh, Pank still gets so much damage out and a kill with it. Rox is down. And with Pank's position maintained, Zevi can try and get aggressive. He's got the smoke working somewhat in his favor, but I think Digit might not have realized it's a one-way. Rather, he might have realized it's a one-way.
I think the call just made that they wanted to go B instead, so I think counting his lucky stars, he doesn't peek for that one.
Oh, Max is dead to right. Pank just demolishes him, but even so, tries to find a lot of space. He moves back towards the back of the bomb site, takes down the one man he needed to, and the extension of the advantage will ensue. Zevi has to back off and say, Zevi's been very quiet so far, and now you can finally start to feel maybe needs to step up a little bit more. Try, now that he's hitting those shots as well. 4Ks, Michael. 4Ks are what always get 9Z out of these sticky situations on the T side, whenever we've seen them on Ancient at least.
Yeah, and try with an AK? Is that the way that you're anticipating? It's definitely been a saving grace for them in the past, and could even be the ace on top. They've cleared out a number of positions in the pursuit here of Zevi, and they catch him in the back. It's Bit to take the last. And this, I mean, we've seen how close these rounds have been getting. Look at that money from the Sharks. It's completely shattered. Just as they get within an inch of victory. This is a must-win round here for 9Z to keep themselves in it. Not only because it breaks that money, because Sharks are also at that 15 mark, so...
Yeah, that's certainly going to be it. But you can't even blame Lucasi for peeking out like that too much, because that's what he's been doing to give them the success all game long. You know, you don't want your player who's just hitting shots, has a hot hand in the grand final to start cooling down now. No. So, sure, you know, to someone who's watching, I think, why the hell is it? Why is he out in the open? Why is he giving? No. That's what's giving them this chance at all.
Well, it's a 3-man setup as well, but I think it just called like, I'm screwed, leave me.
And I just couldn't leave him. Sometimes a problem in the entire world, you'd say, but Rux, he's just peeking anything. Sure being tagged up. I have to be careful. Young Sharks are maybe packing kitty punches, but they can hurt as well. You can give a nosebleed or two.
Really just trying to run at them. And Digit's just happy that they're not turned his direction for any of those fights, because one more bullet would have done it. So, full 30 gonna be needed to determine who comes away with this map, if even that. Overtime is certainly still on the cards.
Good time to call it tactical as well.
Ooh.
Wait, you know what? We need a little bit of expansion on that, Elliot, if you don't mind. Is that for the entire event, or like first top frag at the event, or in the match?
No, I believe in the event. Okay. I think usually you'll see players like Try all the way up.
Generally.
How dare he? Constantly taking the limelight. But he was a slow starter. You know, getting that engine turning took quite a while.
I mean, he's not too far off from Digit right now either, you know.
Yeah,
He want to take it overtime.
4K and suddenly that just blows up in the face. Oh man, give Digit a bit of glory.
No. Glory might be here for Lucaozi again if he can find Rox, but Rox is playing so much more passive than Max did. Oh, full execute seems to be faked out, but it's Realzy to find 2 in mid! Young Sharks, when they need him the most, they've got the step up, and the bomb has been reclaimed. Try attempting to re-peek, but a Molotov will give him nothing. Rox is aggressing, but he doesn't know. Look, Housy's around the corner, still adjusts for it, but takes so much damage in doing so. Try is gone. Max and Rox looking to fight back. They've got so little chances, and now only Max, who's done a fantastic job on this T side, but the 1v4 is asking for too much. No bomb on his back. No team on his side. And Young Sharks, they are looking to close.
It had to be mid, didn't it? 9Z's been working out on this mid area so many times over. It's been working for them throughout this half. And now the Sharks have firm control over that bomb. This man advantage just seems insurmountable.
Quick kill found. Could it be 2? No! That's the victory coming through for the Sharks. 16-14. It goes to distance as Try activates, but at the end of it all, Reelzin's the one who reels them in to that second map with a 1-1